Okay, we're going to do the opposite of the last lesson where we found z-scores and found the percents. This one I'm going to give you the percent. I'm going to give you the percent and you're going to find the z-score. Okay, so these first two examples, I am going to actually give you the standard curve. So you have a mean of 0, standard deviation of 1. Find the score that corresponds with the top 28%. Okay, so we have our 0 there. What we are considering would be that our curve needs to look like that. And we want to know this score. And then there's going to be a 28% above that score. Does that make sense? So on our chart, we're actually going to be looking up what number. Okay, well, your chart gives you between here and here, so that number is going to be 0.22. Okay, but this time we're going to be looking it up in here. So 0.22, are we seeing something that's close to that? So you would see this right in there. So 0.2190 and 0.2224. And what numbers do they correspond with? So you have 0.58 and 0.59. Okay, so 0.58 gave us that, 0.59 gave us that. So our answer, which one are we closer to? Okay, this one's 10 off and this one's 24 off. So you could answer that the z-score is a 0.58. Okay, scores with that correspond with the top and the bottom 10%.
I don't want to.
Okay, so what are we looking for visually?
I just want to push.
So that's the visual of what we're looking for. And we're trying to find the scores that relate to that. So what are we going to look up in the chart? We're going to look up 0.4, right? Because if there's 0.1 above, there's 0.4 below. Okay, so what can we find that matches up with 0.4? So we're looking in this middle section, and I would say that this one right here, 0.3997, is close. So 1.28. You see that? So the backwards lookup gives us a 1.28. And since this is a 0.1 and this is also a 0.1, they're the same. So then this one would be a negative. So those are the two z-scores that match up. Okay. This time I'm not standard. I don't have the 0 as a mean and a standard deviation of 1. So we're going to find a score that's the top 5%. Okay. So I want to know what score is going to be the top 5%. So what am I going to be looking up? I'm going to look up a 0.45. Okay, so I go back to my chart. In here, I'm looking up something that's close to a 0.45. And I can see right here, I have a 0.4495 and a 0.4505. I should be right in the middle of that. So this is 1.64 and 1.65. Okay. And what did they give us? They gave us right in between where we kind of want it to be. Okay, so when we talk about which one's closer, they're both the same distance away, right? Oops, sorry, this is a 0.65. They're both the same, so we're going to take the z-score of 1.645. Okay, but that would be if my curve was normal, and I'm not on a normal curve. So we're going to have to use the z-score formula. So it equals your score minus the mean over the standard deviation. So 1.645 equals the score, we don't know, minus mean over standard deviation. Okay, so some algebra. I'm going to times by 15 and divide by, oops, sorry. I want it to add 100. Times by 15. And then I'm going to add 100. And that's going to give me 124.675. So that's what the score would have been. Okay, score that corresponds with the top 70%. Okay, so top 70% would be that your score is down here, right? Because 70% above you. So what are you looking up on the table? So if 70% are above you, right, this is 0.5, then this is 0.2. So chart, look up, I'm looking for a 0.2. All right, so what corresponds with a 0.2? All right, we got right in here 0.52, 0.53, and we're basically in the middle. So the score is, put it right here. So it's a negative, we're on that side, 0.52, and we're going to go halfway between. Okay. Okay, because we looked up and 0.2 was right in the middle of that. Okay, but that's not what I want. I want the score that, because this is not a standard, so I'm going to go my z-score equals my x-score, subtract the mean, divided by the standard deviation. So again, I'm going to do 15 times my z-score, and then I will add 100 in my algebra. Okay, and that comes out to a score of 92.125. Okay, and you knew you scored under 100 because you were below the mean, right? Because this line right here is your mean, which is 100. Okay, so you're down there scoring a 92.